Okay, so this is an alternative way to finding the true shape of a plane. It's called the Rabatment method. So there's 3 steps to this again. Number 1 is to identify the edge view of the plane while looking along the true length of the plane's edge. So you have to look along one of the edges, and I'll explain that further in a second. Step 2 is to rabat the plane parallel, so that it's parallel with the XY line. And step 3 is to project your points back. So let's have a look into it. So I'm going to be using this setup here that's already here, because we are looking along the true length of a side or an edge of this plane AB or BCD. So the length or the side BC is on the side or on the plane BCD, and it's a true length, and I'm looking along it, which means I can use that line. So let's say this is BC. If I rebat it down, I will see the true shape of the plane. So that's what I'm going to do. So you need to have that edge so that you can choose. So my edge BC up here is appearing as a point, so that's what I'm looking for. So imagine I'm looking along it like that. BC appears as 1 point, and then we have point D. So I've already obtained all of that here. So let's complete the rabatment process. So I'm going to rebat this around this way so that the line B2C2 to D2 will be parallel with the X2 Y2. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my X2 Y2, and then I'm going to create a construction line from B2C2 so that it's parallel as well. So these two lines are parallel. I'm then going to take my compass and put it on B2C2, and I'm going to take point D2 and I'm going to rebat it, rotate it all the way around until it hits that construction line. So there is the point that I'm looking for. Now that that is parallel, I can project it back. So this is the third point. So we've already done steps 1 and 2. So this can be a lot quicker if you have this set up already, rather than using the auxiliary method that's already here. So I'm going to line up with my projection lines that are already there, and I'm going to project this point back parallel with these original projection lines. So they're coming back parallel to B1, C1 basically. Project them all the way back. And if you imagine, so I have my plane here. Let me use this one actually. So I have C1 here, I have B1, and then I have D1 up here. When this rotates, D1 moves perpendicular to this line here. So it's going to just move back basically perpendicular to this projection line or parallel to the X2, Y2. So I'm going to project D1 back now. So it's rotated all the way back, it's moved all the way back. You can see it moving that way here. So it's moved this direction, it hasn't moved anywhere here. So it's moved all the way back, and there is my new point D. And if I join that up, so joining B1 to the new D and C1 to the new D, I will now have, if I grab a different color, I grab orange, there's my true shape. And that is perfectly fine to do in an exam. It's a lot quicker as well, and the examiner will know exactly what you've done. It's just if you have the room here. So we've rotated the plane down so that it's parallel with the X2, Y2. Then I've projected it back basically perpendicular to my X2, Y2, and then I've brought point D across parallel with my X2, Y2 again to get my new point D. So I'm going to call that point D3. Okay, thank you. Bye.